Today on Gamers Vault Online, we talk about the new Circle of Orboros Battle Box. Welcome to Gamers Vault Online. I'm your host, Leonard, and this is my co-host, Guillaume. So, Circle of Orboros. Neither of us play it, but damn, this box looks good.
Yeah, this would make us want to play the faction.
Yeah, if the boxes were designed to make you switch.
So good.
Tanith is awesome. So, Tanith the Feral Song. She's got basic fury of 6, 15-15 defensive stats, Jaws of the Earth, which is range 10, power 12, not that impressive, and Staff of Fate, range 2, power 11, also not that impressive. However, lies! This is the best gun ever! So, her gun, the Jaws of the Earth.
From beneath, it ignores cover, and I believe it ignores concealment, and also elevation.
Yeah.
Freaking amazing. It's gonna help because she only has a rat of 6 to use it. And then, best line ever on a weapon so far, Roots of Shadow. On a direct hit against an enemy model, you center a 4-inch AoE on it, and every model under the AoE suffers Shadowbind, so -3 defense, and cannot move except to change facing. Shadowbind can be shaken, so with the new rules, War Beast and War Jacks having power up, they'll mostly ignite, but against a caster assassination, infantry, this is just an amazing weapon.
This thing is awesome, and then she has a critical Shadowbind on her staff. So, that gun...
Very good.
Do we need to read her feat and spell list? Yes, we do. It gets better. However, damn.
Let's start with the spell list, because then the feat is gonna look even more awesome. So, Admonition, very good spell. Cost 2. Range 6, if something ends its movement within 6 of the model you put Admonition on, the model that has Admonition gets to make a 3-inch move if you want, and ignoring Free Strike, and then Admonition expires. So very good to avoid assassination or to get in a good spot by playing around your opponent moves.
It's fun to dodge charges with that.
Then a very good spell, Affliction.
Yeah, Affliction, cost 2. Target model suffers -2 defense. Oh, look at that, synergy. What? Unlike trolls or something. Target model suffers -2 defense. When a damage roll resulting from a direct hit fails to exceed the arm, they suffer 1 damage point.
Super good.
So this is like awesome, right? It's target model or unit, and it costs 2, range 8, but we'll work around that.
I was gonna say, so you might feel a vibe of assassination behind this caster with Shadowbind and Affliction on the same caster, giving essentially a -5 defense to something.
This continues into the next spell, Bleed. Cost 2, range 8, power 10, but when it damages a living enemy model, this model can remove D3 damage points.
So not amazing. Wait till we get to the feat, and then you'll understand.
The idea that she can just kind of heal. So if you are losing beasts and you have to start cutting yourself, you can start launching spells to regen without having to risk, and you don't need to start buying solos to heal her necessarily.
I don't think that's... it's more like an excuse to have something fluff about that spell, but for real, there's no real impact with Bleed. Probably not gonna win you any game thanks to that.
Yeah. Rift, AoE 4, Rough Terrain. It's awesome.
And she can cast it twice, which is always good. Because if you have nothing else to do and you want to throw Rough Terrain between you and your opponent, you spam it, have the AoEs deviate, and just put Rough Terrain.
Yeah. And our last spell is Scything Touch. Cost 2, range 6, give a model Dark Shroud. So your fast Warpwolf Stalkers, hitting harder.
Yeah.
If you have Goraxes for Primal to really make sure that they hit hard, like dang, like we're talking some fast, dangerous wolves or other targets. Like it's a great spell. Scything Touch is awesome.
Yep.
Dark Shroud is awesome.
So spell list so far 10 on 10, and then we get to the feat.
Yeah.
And let you have
sure. While War Beast and Tanith's Battlegroup are in her control range, she can channel spells through them. Additionally, When Tanith or a War Beast in her battle group casts a spell, reduce the cost of the spell by 1. It cannot be reduced to 0. Lasts for 1 turn.
So, two very important things. Not only do you get to play every Hordes player wet dream of having a knock node on every beast, you also have to remember that in Mark 3, animi are counted as spell now. So
even
reduction,
when the beast casts it,
even on when a beast casted the feat will walk. So now you can cast Primal for 1 with a Gorax. You can cast the Argus Animus for 1, and so on and so on.
Which, in the case of the Gorax, which has only 3 Fury, you can still, I think they can cast Primal 3 times then.
No, only once when it's the beast casting it.
Oh, I don't know.
But Tanith could give it like candy.
Tanith can, but she can do it through him. Now.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah, she can also outload
the
the Animus. So this is a very cool Fury efficient spell, but where it gets very crazy is the Assassination Opportunity. Because suddenly you have Tanith with a range 10 weapon that gives -3 defense. So you shoot, boost to hit, bam, hit a caster, give it -3 defense. Then you follow up with an Affliction for 1, thanks to your feat, to give a total of -5 defense to the enemy Warcaster or Warlock. And then you start spamming bleed into it. And if the job's not done, you have one of your beasts finish the job.
If you're afraid that bleed, if multiple casts of bleed, if you're afraid that that's not going to be enough to do it, you can just start handing out Primal or put rotating Scything Touch. There's like a whole bunch of just murder that goes into this caster. So Tanith.
I would say she's on par with Maddox for the best spell list battle box wise so far that we've seen.
Yeah.
I've not studied the Menoth and Legion ones too closely, but what I'm seeing is very flexible, a lot of assassination possibility with spells that are good into attrition. So
yeah, just overall great. A lot of Warjack points too. War Beast points too. Gorax Rager. Rager's in the Gorax is now in the box. It has a new name, the Rager. So we're going to be seeing
more Goraxes,
which is interesting. More gorillas. And overall, stats, everything hasn't changed too much.
Loss of 1 Fury point.
Loss of 1 Fury, which is a big deal.
And at the same time, he reduced by 0.5 in his cost.
Yeah.
So
Primal remains as good as it was before. He has pain response. While damaged, he can charge and make power attacks without being forced.
Which kinda offsets the loss of a Fury, although I don't know if he had that ability in Mark 2 or not.
He's going to be taken as a Primal Slave, for sure. But overall, he's good. Like,
very
he's
good.
just going to... I mean, he's fine. He doesn't cost too much. He's not too much of a burden on your caster. He has very low threshold, but whatever. You're used to that. That's not what you're worried about with him. At the very worst, in the late game, you can unleash him.
So I've heard that apparently the Feral Warp Wolf has... Primal as an Animus too.
Yeah,
so redundancy. So now, maybe sometime you won't see the Gorax and you'll have the Feral to count as a heavy that also brings Primal to the army.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
And talking about beasts that got a change to the Animus, let's go to the Wild Argus.
Yeah, so overall, still has Circular Vision, still has Combo Strike, so it can go up to PS 16. Costs 7 points, Fury 3, but its really neat new ability is its Animus Doppler Bark.
Yeah, very good.
Cost 2 range self. Living or undead enemy models currently within 2 inches of the spellcaster, so it's a pulse, not an aura, have their base defense reduced to 5 and cannot run, charge, or make slam or trample power attacks for 1 round. So, if you want to just...
Make sure you hit
you're not gonna miss anything.
Yeah.
Like, you're not gonna miss anything. Like, her gun is awesome, but with the Argus, if it can get into combat and it's speed 6, but you've tricky teleporting
charge
ways.
something next to it, make your charge attack, and then pulse. Or before you make the charge, I think you have the time to cast the Animus.
Circle. When you're running Tanith, it feels like Circle's really only going to have to be concerned with how much armor they can crack, but they are going to be nailing their targets. So, Legion beware, Crix beware. So this is
Yep,
awesome.
Very interesting so far.
All of the Arguses that have been collecting dust for a while, and they're cool models, right? The two-headed dog, it's awesome. Now we're actually going to be seeing them. Yeah, now we're going to be seeing them played a lot more. I think at least one or two are going to be sprinkled out in lists. It's just some good value. The last one is the heavy of the box, which is no longer a what are they called? Feral Warpwolf.
Yeah, they put a pure blood.
Yeah. So pure blood. It's relatively unchanged. However, it has gained a couple interesting tricks. Stays at Fury 4, Animus is Wraithbane. Its controlled warping remains Ghostly, Spell Ward, and Warp Strength. Regen D3. Nothing too over the top there, with 2 claws at POW 14. However, its Spray 10, the Death Howler, which is POW 14, Spray 10, that's awesome. It now comes with Assault.
Exactly, it gained Assault, so...
This thing is going to be clearing infantry. It's fast. It hits just hard enough with Tanith and things like Ragers. It's gonna tear shit up. This thing's awesome. So
if Tanith couldn't finish the job with a bleed, then you send in an assaulting pure blood to clip the caster, boost to damage, although you probably don't even have to boost to it after all we've said.
After all this, yeah.
And you just finish the game right there. So very interesting battle box.
The spray is magical, so
yep.
all
Corporal,
your cute and corporal stuff. Eat your heart out. Yeah, and it costs 17 points, so it's even this guy's got a little bit of a point reduction.
Yeah, 0.5 for all the beasts in the battle box, as far as I know.
Yeah, the Warpwolf is great. So overall, this box is awesome. You get into a Gorax if you are a new Circle player and you're gonna need to pick one up anyways. The redundancy of having 2 Wild Arguses is, again, they got rid of all of that. So now you're only gonna get one of each kind of sculpt. So you're gonna get your 1 Gorax. Your Argus is great, and your Pure Blood is awesome. So
I personally think this is by far the best battle box, with by far the best Warlock sculpt. I really like Ragnar as a Troll Blood player, but Tanith, she is nice.
Yeah. This is definitely, my vote for best Hordes box.
Yeah.
Overall for power, interesting options.
Efficiency.
Breathing new life into old models.
Everything's good.
Yeah. Awesome. This is a great one. If you liked what you saw here, hit that like button and subscribe if you want to see more, and leave a comment down below. Next time we'll be talking about another one of the battle boxes, and hopefully they won't feel too disappointing after this one.
I was gonna say, don't forget to hit that like button, or the Mountain King will bite it. I'm serious about this.
Bye.
Anyone there? Okay, we're gonna talk about Circle. Take one!
With a side of rice.
Just hot rice? Fried rice.
Fried rice.